Today we bring you the inspiring and emotional story of General Willis Adams, a retired U.S. Army veteran known for his humility and honor. What started as a routine drive to visit an old friend quickly turned into an unjust traffic stop that revealed the prejudice of a young officer. But instead of anger or resistance, General Adams responded with grace and dignity, teaching not only the officer, but an entire town a powerful lesson about justice, respect, and equality. This moment of confrontation became a turning point, transforming a community and reminding us all of the values that truly matter. General Willis Adams, a retired and decorated U.S. Army general, was widely respected for his humility, fairness, and unwavering sense of duty. Despite his distinguished military career, he lived a modest life, embodying the values of service and integrity. On this particular day, he was driving his unassuming blue Toyota Yaris through the quiet streets of Maplewood, heading to visit an old friend he hadn't seen in years. As he passed the neat houses and well-kept lawns, he smiled, reminiscing about the stories he would share with his friend. But his peaceful drive took an unexpected turn when the flashing blue lights of a police car appeared in his rearview mirror. Surprised, General Adams pulled over, wondering why he was being stopped, as he hadn't broken any laws. Little did he know, this routine traffic stop was about to become a defining moment, one that would expose prejudice and spark a powerful lesson in justice and humanity. As Officer Kent approached the car, his demeanor was harsh and intimidating. Without so much as a greeting, he barked, "License and registration," his tone cold and demanding. General Adams, taken aback by the officer's hostility, responded with calm and respect. He handed over his documents, saying politely, "Here you go, officer." However, Kent snatched the papers without acknowledgement, looking at them with a dismissive glare. After a brief glance, he crossed his arms and asked, "What are you doing in this neighborhood?" There was no attempt to hide his suspicion, and it was clear what he meant. General Adams, maintaining his composure, replied, "I'm visiting an old friend. I don't believe I was breaking any laws, was I?" But Kent's frown deepened, and his prejudice surfaced as he snapped, "People like you don't usually come around here." Despite General Adams's respectful tone, the situation quickly escalated. Without cause, Officer Kent ordered him out of the car and, to the growing shock of onlookers, placed him in handcuffs. General Adams, though stunned, remained calm, asking firmly, "Is this necessary, officer?" "On what grounds are you detaining me?" Kent ignored the question, twisting his arm and forcing him against the car. By now, people in the neighborhood had begun to gather, their concern and outrage growing with each passing moment. Some recognized General Adams, whispering in disbelief, "Isn't that General Adams? Why is he being treated this way?" Others began recording the incident on their phones, their murmurs turning into angry protests. The injustice of the situation was clear to everyone watching, but Officer Kent, consumed by his own prejudice, refused to relent. The scene was becoming a public spectacle, and the tension was palpable as the crowd demanded answers. The situation took a dramatic turn when Sergeant Louis Sanders, Officer Kent's superior, arrived on the scene. Having noticed the growing crowd and the tension in the air, he made his way toward the group. As soon as he saw General Adams, his expression softened in recognition. His voice immediately grew firm as he approached Officer Kent, demanding, "Report now." Officer Kent, still holding General Adams in cuffs, stammered as he tried to explain. Yes, sir. I pulled him over for suspicious activity. He didn't cooperate, so I had to restrain him." Sergeant Sanders raised an eyebrow, his suspicion evident. He turned to General Adams, his demeanor shifting to one of respect. "Suspicious activity?" he repeated in disbelief. "This is General Willis Adams, a decorated veteran. Did he pose a threat to you, officer?" Officer Kent, realizing he was caught in his lie, muttered, "No, sir. But he He looked out of place here. The crowd gasped as the prejudice in Officer Kent's actions was laid bare. Sergeant Sanders's disappointment was palpable as he turned to Kent, his voice stern. "You will release this man immediately and offer a public apology." The crowd, witnessing the turn of events, began to murmur in agreement, eager for justice to be served. With the handcuffs now removed, General Adams stood tall, his dignity unwavering. He looked at Officer Kent, his voice calm yet firm as he spoke. "I accept your apology, officer, but remember, everyone deserves respect, no matter how they look or where they are." His words, filled with wisdom and grace, resonated deeply with those around him. He turned to the crowd, emphasizing the importance of treating each other with fairness and equality. Sergeant Sanders, clearly moved by General Adams's composure, nodded solemnly. "This incident will not be ignored," he promised. "I will address this and ensure that our department upholds the values of justice and respect." The crowd, witnessing the general's calm response and Sergeant Sanders's commitment, began to clap, their support for General Adams' character evident. Their disappointment in Officer Kent's behavior was clear, but it was the powerful example set by General Adams that would remain with them. The moment had become not just about holding one officer accountable, but about reminding everyone of the values that should guide us all. Back at the station, Officer Kent sat nervously in a small meeting room, waiting for Sergeant Sanders. The weight of his actions hung heavily on him, the humiliation from earlier still fresh in his mind. When Sergeant Sanders entered, he didn't waste time, his tone calm but firm. "Kent, do you understand the gravity of what you did today?" he asked. Officer Kent swallowed, his voice quiet as he admitted, "Yes, sir. I let my assumptions cloud my judgment." Sergeant Sanders nodded, his disappointment clear. "This wasn't just a mistake, Kent. It was an abuse of power. We're here to protect and serve everyone, regardless of appearance." Kent sat in silence, the full impact of his actions sinking in. He had hurt not only General Adams, but the entire community that had witnessed his prejudice. Sergeant Sanders continued, "You will be on desk duty, attend sensitivity training, and complete community service. This is your chance to show that you're willing to change." Officer Kent nodded, accepting the consequences with a newfound humility. He knew it would be a long road to rebuild the trust he had lost, but he was determined to take the first step toward becoming a better officer and a more understanding person. The impact of General Adams's calm and forgiving nature was immediate and profound. His ability to remain composed in the face of injustice, coupled with his words of wisdom, sparked a deep reflection within the town. People began to question their own assumptions, recognizing the importance of treating everyone with dignity and respect, no matter their background. The incident became a powerful teaching moment that rippled beyond the streets of Maplewood. Conversations in homes, schools, and workplaces turned toward justice, equality, and how to better live out those values. General Adams, through his quiet strength, had inspired a transformation within the community, a shift from judgment to understanding, from division to unity. What started as a troubling moment became a catalyst for change, reminding everyone that true justice is not just about the laws we uphold, but the compassion we show to one another. The key takeaway from this story is simple yet powerful. Justice is not just about laws, it's about understanding, respect, and the courage to change. General Adams' example teaches us that even in the face of prejudice, we have the ability to choose grace and lead by example. This story serves as a reminder that real change starts with each of us, and through kindness and fairness, we can create a more just and compassionate world. If this story inspired you, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more stories that spark change and inspire kindness. Thank you for watching, and we hope you join us again for more moments that remind us all of the power of respect and humanity. Take care, and until next time.